live! Hey, welcome to what is now episode 9, I think. This will be episode 9 of P5. We're going to be talking about The Boys.
The Boys!
Season 1, because of all the controversy and stuff going around with it.
We're talking about Season 2 today. We already talked about Season 1.
Oh, yes, yeah. So, yeah, we talked about Season 1 last episode, but this is Season 2 breakdown. Since there's so much controversy going on, we decided that we wanted to do each season instead of just doing the whole series. So this is Season 2 today, and then we're going to talk about another movie that had a lot of, I guess, controversy around it.
Well, yeah, I was going to say controversy. I don't know if controversy is the right word for boys either, though. It's come
divisive.
up a lot lately. We're hearing about The Boys being this. Everyone's flabbergasted at The Boys' hidden agenda. Well, we're watching every season in order, and this agenda is not hidden.
Yeah, it doesn't seem very hidden,
but
at least
regardless.
So far. And then we're going to talk about another movie that maybe has a little bit of... It's not controversial, but
chatter.
It's more like universally panned. It's Madam Web. So we're gonna talk about Madam Web, and then also son of a bitch, shit, poopy, ball, shit, fuck. Yeah.
Aw, that was a cute one though too. It's gonna be so cute sounding.
Yeah, we got our Poppy Gear here with us. First, we're gonna talk about The Boys.
Boys season
2. So this week we're going to do spoilers. Last week we didn't because it was the first season. If anyone hasn't watched it, kind of give them a chance to get into the show if they haven't.
We're going to be discussing plot points and spoilers ahead.
Yeah, so if you don't want to be spoiled about Boys Season 2, then I would skip to right here.
We're also trying to film for the first time with these brand new mics.
Yes, we got microphones.
But it's also thunderstorming, and it's also like 90 degrees out.
Yes, and so I'm going to do some denoising, but hopefully our voices sound a little bit better.
Poppy's very
nervous. Yeah, Poppy's nervous because there's a storm going on.
Poppy fits into the category of what is it? Never mind.
Crusty white dog?
Yeah.
But yeah, so if you don't want any spoilers, skip to right here. We're going to be talking about Madam Web. Otherwise, you can just watch the whole episode, and we're going to start with The Boys! Season 2. So first, you want to start with aesthetics?
Yeah, how it looked. How you felt it, how you experienced it.
I feel like I want to just put it at the same as last season, basically. Like, I think I gave it like an 8 or something like that. So nothing like super crazy, but you know, there were some cool parts. Nothing really took me out of it. Like, nothing looked too cheesy to be like, that looks lame. Which I feel like a lot of TV shows, unless they have a really high budget, have a habit of doing sometimes. But considering it's like a superhero thing, I think they did a really good job with it. So I'm trying to think of like some parts that like stuck out to me a lot.
Well, I think my critiques in season, not that I want to keep going season to season, but season 1, I think my only like visual effects thing was the Homelander's laser beams looked a little silly once or twice.
Yeah.
Season 2, I wasn't taken out of any scenes because of any effects, so I think this second season, between like visual effects and then like costumes were like nice and clean and tidy. I gave this season a 9 out of 10 on aesthetics.
we got introduced to a couple new characters as well, and I think all their costumes still hold up too. You know, they still look pretty cool. Like Stormfront was a new character this season, and I thought her costume was pretty cool looking.
Mm-hmm. The only Thunder. Stormfront doesn't want you talking shit about her.
Too late, she dead.
What did you hear about the prequel?
Almost dead.
Soldier Boy and her are getting their own show.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow, interesting. We haven't met Soldier Boy yet.
We have not.
So we don't know what's going on with them.
But anyway, so Stormfront, her costume, I liked a lot. I know what I was going to say. The only thing that maybe I said that I wasn't taken out of the scene at all. Mm-hmm. The only time maybe there was an inkling of myself wanting to push into and pick apart a scene was when Homelander and Doppelganger were together.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I mentioned something when we talked about it I always look for flaws in hair pieces because wigs to me are a lot of fun, and I don't know how to wear them, I don't know how to put them on, but I can judge them and look at them. I've never been taken out at all from it. I was looking for, you're gonna have to cut this. I'm jumbling my words. Homelander's hair, I don't even know if it was just a hairpiece flaw or like his hair was pushed to one side at one point, but I was
Like a
looking
continuity
for
error
continuity errors with his
Yeah,
hair.
because there's a whole plot point where, so basically,
A scene with him and Doppelganger.
Yes.
So there's two Homelanders.
and Doppelganger can like turn into other people, and there was like a whole plot point where the lady that he kind of was having a weird affair with in the last season, he killed her, and then he was getting this Doppelganger guy. He was basically like
to bring her back to
forcing
life,
forcing him to turn into her so they could, do stuff with each other.
Mash parts.
Yeah, and it was very weird. And then
Oh, but he turned himself into Homelander.
yes, then he turns himself into Homelander to try to find some kink or something like that, I guess. And
It was a really
it
funny
doesn't work
scene.
out very
It
well
doesn't.
for him.
But it was fun to look for the continuity errors because it was like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, there's two Homelanders, but one's like taller, maybe. I don't know. Whoa,
Yeah,
this is crazy.
obviously they had to have like a double or some weird kind of thing going on.
So
weird
even with
camera
the
cuts.
even with a body double or two of the same one, I'd still give it a 9 out of 10. That scene was not.
Yeah,
was
it was
done
still a
well,
crazy
right?
scene
It was
too. Anyway,
cool.
it was so fun. I give it an 8. You give it like a 9. You want to go to plot? Okay, what do we-
Oh,
what
like
do we
script
call it?
writing, like
Yeah,
the plot
script.
points throughout the
Yes. So yeah,
season. How the story? I think the story, how it progressed, how it felt. I believe I gave it a 9 out of 10 as well.
I honestly, I can't remember what I gave last season. I know I gave it really good, but like, I want to give this one like 1 point higher or something, because I thought it was like, I don't know, it was like more frenetic than the last season to me. Like the other one was a little more introductory, obviously, but like the addition of, what's her name there, Stormfront, and that whole like secondary thing there about the beginning of the Vought company, and
Gen V.
and the
Kinda
whole
getting-
Gen V thing
Touching towards the asylum, mental facility, whatever.
Yeah, there's a whole like kind of facility for turning people into superheroes, and like Gen V gets completely exposed, so there's like a whole thing with that. I don't know, it just seems like a bigger, better kind of jump up from the first season. Like
It didn't feel like they were just trying to outdo season 1. I mean, it's clear, obviously, they had source material to go on where there's a clear story arc that they can follow, whatever.
Yeah.
But
I have
felt
heard
really,
they go pretty
Pretty
far
far?
from the actual
Cool.
original material. Though.
It was just nice to feel like you were watching a show where they already had the story written and they weren't doing it just to be successful. They're doing it, they're like, okay, we have these things, we're gonna execute it well. We're not just gonna be like, okay, let's keep doing all the effects and all the hardcore shocking scenes just for no reason. Like, it felt like it had a purpose, and I
and
really
all the
liked where the story
characters
went.
too. All the characters, I feel like got a lot of. I don't know. Most of them, I feel like, got some exposition or growth that I really enjoyed. You know, they like kind of delved into all the characters at least a little bit. I feel like, in a way that was really enjoyable. Like it was really enjoyable to see more of, Frenchie's interactions. What's his name? Mother's Milk, MM. They just Mother's Milk's like, just how the boys themselves interact with each other.
Yeah.
There was kind of a whole chunk where.
Oh, we can blend it into talking about the Butcher.
True. Yeah.
And his script, how it didn't feel as forced.
Yes. Yeah. So. Yeah, moving into acting a little bit as well. Butcher's, I feel like his acting was a little bit better, like a little, just like, I don't know, in general. Maybe it was because he had the whole thing with his wife too.
True.
That kind of helps. That's another thing that with the story, they actually like brought his wife in, who he was looking for the whole first season.
In 8 years of his life, he was searching for his wife, and then, finds her with Homelander's dear child.
Dear baby, yeah, it's rough. But
And
also,
then said, dear baby, kills his own mother.
yeah, it's like a whole thing, but
It's very sad. But
yeah. Really, yeah, it was good. I wish that she had stayed in the show longer. I was kind of hoping she would, I don't know, they would be on the run together for a little bit maybe or something like that. And then there'd be kind of a back and forth of, something with the kid.
Yeah. I wasn't expecting. I knew Ryan was gonna hurt her. I didn't think they were gonna have him kill off and hurt his mom.
Yeah.
That's brutal. I know the whole show was brutal, but like, it was, the only thing he could do.
But also is very cathartic to see.
Stormfront?
Yes, I can never remember her name for some reason. It was very cathartic to
Nazi
see get her absolutely rocked at.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That was satisfying.
And I'm not sure. Like, it's hard to. I'm guessing she's not dead.
I think she is.
Oh, is she actually dead?
Well,
okay.
I was reading. I think like on the wiki or something. In a synopsis, I read that it was Stormfront was subdued. So I don't know if that means.
Yeah, because she was still like mumbling and shit at the end. Like she was talking in German.
Took her last breath, I thought.
Oh, did she? I thought she was kind of like just dazed and like saying stuff in German right as the scene was ending. I didn't think she actually.
I don't know, because
she actually died.
I don't know if she has any regenerative property.
Yeah, maybe not, but I'm thinking maybe she'll, get some sort of technological advancement to get her arms reinstated, and like maybe have a mask or something like that, and then just go straight up mode because why would she care anymore? Like she won't be caring about having an image or anything like that. So I feel like she could just go straight full on Nazi killer and just
I'd like to see her be done.
Straight up bad guy. But yeah, I would like to see her be done as well. But I could see how they could take that and make her like an Anakin Skywalker.
Sure.
Obviously, he was more good in the beginning, but the same kind of thing where he gets like super gravely injured and comes back even more of a ruthless badass because he doesn't have to give a shit.
I think the way they portrayed her, it was already supposed to be like she was the bad nastiness and.
Yeah, but she was still trying to keep a face the whole time. She was still trying to like.
She was exposed at the end. Like everybody knew
true.
About her Nazi-ness.
Which to me seems like it'd be even more of a reason for her to just like be like, I don't care, I'm gonna come back and just kill people, But maybe that's too on the nose.
I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I guess. I hope she's gone.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I kind of hope she's gone too, but yeah.
I'm excited for the prequel spin-off show though. It's gonna be her and Soldier Boy from a long time ago. Like it's gonna be set back.
What is it called? Do you know?
I don't know. I know that Jensen Ackles was like announcing it at Comic-Con. He like read it and then her. I don't know the actress's name that plays Stormfront, but God, I love to hate her. She's so good at her role.
Yeah,
oh my
she's
God.
Like at first she definitely seemed like she was just like I don't know, like kind of what people would think of as like almost the annoying SJW kind of millennial, where they're like, it seems like they're like for good things, but they're kind of like really annoying about it
and like you scorn, angry and everything.
Yeah, and just I don't know, makes you not want to be on their side. And then obviously she was being like just having a face on. She was really a Nazi underneath the
like
justice
the
kind of thing.
Nazi.
Whoa, we just lost power for a split second there.
Talking about her, I'm telling you.
But yeah. Oh, so I guess what do you say for the acting? I would say it's.
This season I wrote 10 for season 2 because like I'm just ready to go to season 3. I've been ready to season 1 since we finished it. I'm just ready to keep watching, and it felt very like flawless, like flow of movement wise.
Yeah, and I can't think of any character that I was like. Honestly, maybe Huey a little bit, kind of his kind of like a rebellious sort of shtick that he has going on for the first chunk of the season, because he's like pissed off at Butcher for kind of just f***ing off. He's like, which I can understand, but also it was like I don't know if it was the writing or his acting in that bit. But I want to say I think it maybe was his acting was just not convincing enough. Kind of like how in the first season his reaction to his girlfriend literally being blown up was not necessarily convincing enough. Like it just seemed like he does like the same kind of just whiny kind of thing, but not too much actual emotion.
And there's not enough time in between scenes or episodes for them to like fully convey emotion, because if you like actually break it down and think about it, there's so much devastation happening in every single
just
scene
constantly.
that I don't know how any of them would actually function. And I feel, I guess we'll talk about Butcher again in a second, but with Huey, like he should be a mess. He should be much more of a mess. All of them should be in little puddles, but
especially Huey. So
especially Huey.
yeah, I mean, so I guess it kind of makes sense, but yeah, I mean, I just wish he would kind of like flip his top a little bit more in certain cases. But I think that's what they're trying to go for, is that like he doesn't know.
But he's the canary.
Yeah.
He has to be the
Yeah.
birdie.
Mm-hmm.
Still can shove a bomb up someone's butt and blow them up though.
But yeah, so yeah, I would give
I give it a 10.
The acting, I would say a 9. I would say I would just demote 1 point for that, and then I feel like there was one other scene somewhere where I was a little iffy on it.
Maybe something with the Church of the Collective?
No, because I loved all those scenes.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, all the scenes with the fresca and everything. I thought those were great. They were like definitely the Deep was kind of a comedic.
Yeah.
His whole storyline was just like a comedic thing with the Collective and their fresca deal and everything, and then them getting A-Train into it, and
I am
it
glad.
was just kind of obviously a goof on Scientology, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was. I love those scenes, and I love that guy who plays like the leader of the Scientology people. He's just, I don't know. I feel like I've seen him in something else before, but he's good at playing like that skeevy rich guy who just like puts on the nice face and talks, so
smoothly.
Oh yes, and no, but like
But he's
saying.
blown up too at the end, right?
Did he get blown up?
After they hung up the phone.
Oh right, yes.
So
At the
he's gone
end,
now.
he's one of the people that gets blown up. Oh yes, because at the end of the season, it gets revealed that freaking
Newman.
the governor
lady.
lady or whatever is
The AOC of the boys.
The AOC of the boys is actually a head exploder McGee. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. That's freaking crazy.
Yeah. That's nuts.
But yeah.
I'm glad that the Deep. I was just want to say this one more point. I was ready for the Deep to disappear. I was so annoyed that he, right off the bat, was like, "Oh, we're just gonna sexually assault Starlight," and then disappear to Ohio. That's so funny to me.
Yeah.
And I see it was on purpose now. Blah,
Yeah.
blah, blah. But yeah, to have him have this sort of like, or to watch his self-discovery, and for him to be like, "Oh yeah, I really messed up." And to find it through Scientology is just the funniest thing in the world to me. I don't know. So
also, I feel like he's definitely. I mean, it doesn't obviously quite make up for it.
I don't know
but
that
he's
there's
received
redemption.
a lot of punishment as well.
Yes, I know he's got punishment. I don't know that there's redemption for just like sticking your dick in someone's mouth without.
Yeah.
But I don't mean redemption
That's that
as
whole
in
power
like I'm
dynamic
gonna
thing,
be a super great fan of the Deep, but I'm at the point now where I'm glad he's a character in the show still.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think I was gonna get to, because I was just like, get out of
Yeah.
here.
This
Fuck
guy.
off.
Yeah.
But now, like, I kind of want him to. I'm waiting for this moment for his vest to, like, his costume to change and his gills to be exposed or something. Well, maybe
Yeah.
not exposed, but like featured.
Yeah.
And I'm kinda, like,
maybe
rooting
he'll
for
be
him.
like stronger or be able to
Yeah.
swim better. Or
That's what I'm
something.
saying. If they put
If he
vents
actually-
in his
yeah.
thing, because his whole self-confidence thing with his gills. And,
Yeah.
but-
That part's pretty goofy too.
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
like it kind of made me feel for him, like when he had like
Yeah.
the whole tripping sequence.
Uh-huh.
But also, I couldn't help but just like giggle the whole time
Oh,
because it's
so
so f***ing goofy. It was a very that whole group of scenes is like
It's incredible.
it's strange. It's really great, but also it's like, man, what
what the f
am I supposed to laugh right now, or am I supposed to like feel bad for this guy? Am I supposed to hate this man because of what he did before?
Yes.
I'm so confused. I do not know what to feel about the Deep at all, honestly. He's such a strange
He's
character.
very strange.
But
I'm glad
I
his
love his
character-
acting though, like
He's really good.
since his like him trying to do the friendly Scientology thing, like, oh, you want a fresca? And then like him trying to be like the nice guy to everyone since he joined the cult or whatever. He does it so good. He does such a good job. It's so funny. But yeah, that's The Boys season 2.
Season 2.
We freaking love it. It's so good.
Ready for season 3.
Here's our average score or whatever.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
I'm sure it's like a 10 for her basically, or a 9, and I have to be like an 8.5 or a 9. average, something like that. It's been so good. Such a good like kind of adaptation of the superhero genre
and current events,
and also and tying in like current events and stuff like that. It's a good time. It's a good
highly
time.
recommend. And now for our garbage segment.
Yes, so the next one, we're kind of doing a theme with these couple episodes.
Didn't mean
doing
to.
The Boys, and then we're doing something that kind of sucks ass. And this one really, really sucks ass.
Yeah,
and it's Madam Web. I was excited for this movie when it got announced, honestly.
Me too.
Because I always thought Madam Web as a character, at least in the Spider-Man comics, was really cool. She's like this cosmic Spider-Verse like central point, and she like basically like obviously like in the movies you can tell future points and stuff, but in the comic books it's like specifically about, a lot of it is about how all these different Peter Parkers and different universes and stuff like tie together and where these key events are happening and stuff. So when crazy stuff happened to the Spider-Man people in the different multiverse areas, she'll bring them together, or she'll kind of like push them along in order to help them out. So I was excited when this movie came out because I thought maybe they were going to touch on that a little bit. They really didn't.
I am really curious to. Well, maybe I could look into it and read and see if there is a different script. But even Dakota Johnson, who played Madam Web, says that she liked the movie before they changed it or something. They said something like, "Oh, do you like the movie that's out?" And she's like, "Haven't seen it," or she said something really. I'm gonna misquote it no matter what, but she said something about really not being proud of it after some drastic changes happened, and that sucks. But yeah, it was a pretty bad flop, and
Sony, you need to get different writers for the Sonyverse, guys. I don't know what the hell you're doing, but I heard that, if I remember right, the same person who did Madam Web is like the guy who did the other one that everyone named Morbius, yeah. Or it's like one of the upcoming movies, or that one or something. They just chose the same person again. It's like, why would you do that? That was like a universally panned movie. It was just, everyone was like, that movie sucks ass, and it's hilarious how much this movie sucks ass. And it did. So why would you hire the same people again?
Just
I don't understand. Like,
don't do that again.
Yeah, don't
stop.
Get some different.
Stop.
If you want to do this, just find some different people. Oh my god.
Please. For the love of God. Anyway, so it was pretty bad. We're starting off the bat, aesthetics wise. Wasn't too horrible. I'm thinking special effects, not too bad. Music choice was A couple cringy picks. Just I can't even think of what they were off the top of my head. But normally I'm into the music, into the lyrics, the words behind, meaning behind every words, and what time they put the song at what time. No, it was just forced, and it was just cringy. And it's gonna tie. I'll mention it in a little bit. There was one scene that just really irks me.
So I'm gonna say, I want to give the aesthetics this is probably like my best one out of the three, and I'd say it's like a 6. There was a couple parts I was like, oh, that's actually kind of cool. Like the first time they show her like really experiencing like her realizing the kind of time web and her being able to really see the future possibilities or whatever. That looked kind of cool.
It did, yeah.
It looked really cool. The second and third and fourth, I don't know how many times they did that little thing. Those times wasn't as cool after the first time. First time was pretty cool. The other times, I don't know, they kind of overstayed their welcome, or they didn't do as much different with it or something. I don't know. It just wasn't as cool after that. But I will admit, the first time, it looked pretty cool. And she was like floating, and they did like all the cool like web and broken glassy sort of like texture around her. I thought that was cool. And then there was a couple other parts where it was like, it wasn't terrible to look at. But then like,
I thought it was pretty bad.
Yeah, the costumes the
costumes were
not good.
A little cheap. And I mean, the one vision that the bad guy was having of them in the future, like wearing cool outfits, I was like, wow, that's pretty neat. Too bad we don't get that ever again.
It's literally just that one scene repeated like 3 times because he's having like a flashback, and mostly what we just see is this guy, bad guy McGee, random guy that no one cares about, in a really bad knockoff Spider-Man suit. It's like a weird burlap sack colored Spider-Man suit with a bunch of barbed wire around it. It's dumb. It's super dumb and looks terrible. And the spider people that they have that are like in the forest, those look dumb too.
Yeah, I didn't write it down here, but I give it a 5 for aesthetics. I liked some of the choices. It was very predictable, and I kept finding myself going, spider web thing. Oh, spider thing.
True. She
web
wants
thing.
the whole movie. She's like, oh, there's a web. Oh, look.
Spider web.
Oh, look, a spider web symbol.
Shadows, dewdrops. That's silk. Spiders do that shit.
Yeah, and it was pretty funny. They did so many frames like through some sort of spider web,
which was pretty, but it was just too much.
Yeah, it was like every 5.
Oh my god!
Basically, it seemed like every single scene started out with the framing behind some sort of webbing of some sort or something, or there was the few scenes with like the window,
broken glass,
with the broken glass, or the window with way too many like panes in it, so it looked like a web.
Reflections.
Yeah.
It was a bit much, but anyways, it was fun to watch and whatever. It was still enjoyable. It was
entertaining for
yeah,
crap.
I would say entertaining, entertaining. But to critique script writing now with it, there's one scene where these 3 young girls, they're I guess do we care about spoilers? I don't really care. If you really
watch it, don't watch it.
I don't give a fuck.
But it's kind of fun, I guess. I don't know. If you like comic booky movies, I guess it'd be kind of fun to watch, just to
for the lore.
Say that you did.
Might as well.
Kind of like Morbius, like that was kind of fun to watch for just how bad it was, and because there's not another Morbius movie, so might as well, right?
The girls, as they're hiding, supposed to be hiding out in the woods outside the city, so to hide away from all the cameras, because cameras are hackable. We've just come to realize this for some reason. When they still had pagers, but then it was crazy technology, zooming through the satellites, through the street poles. Anyways, they're in the woods, they're trying to hide, whatever.
Oh yeah, because wasn't it supposed to be in the 90s or something? Or
early
2000s or something?
I think it was, don't think the towers were there, so I think it was like after 2001. How's that weird? That's such a weird thing that like to look in cinema now, we reference before a terror attack. It's a weird way to measure time.
It was a giant landmark, though.
It definitely was. Anyways, and it was Jersey. It wasn't really New York City. I think they were in Jersey for most of it. But regardless, back to this scene that irks me so badly. These 3 girls are supposed to be hiding out, and then they go to this diner. And then there's a corner of douchebags where these 2 out of the 3 girls have been quite spunky and independent and standing up for themselves. And then all of a sudden, there's this corner of a diner full of douchebags, and they get on the table and dance for them. And I get what they were going for, because Sydney Sweeney was like, I'm cute, and that's a boy, and I've never seen one of those before. And the girls were like trying to get her to go have some fun. But those 2 other girls would have shut those guys down immediately.
Just such a weird, contrived scene.
A very silly man wrote that scene, I think.
Yeah, like a silly man that still has
12.
the brain of like a 12-year-old. Yeah, it was
very odd.
the goofiest shit.
They're dancing to Toxic, and I thought that was funny.
Yeah, they were dancing to Toxic, and it was like,
but
I don't know, it was like a
on
scene.
The table!
It was like a scene that they would usually show at like in like a college party or a crazy club or something, and people are like super f***ed up. And they're like, oh, well, let's start
Get one of the girls
on
the bar,
blah blah blah.
But this was just like,
this is like
a
these are supposed to be like teenage girls, and they're like at a fucking diner. It was so weird.
Man, this is a Denny's.
Restaurant. Welcome to Chili's.
Hi, welcome to Chili's.
But not only that, so it was like supposed to make you nervous because you're like, oh, you can see them through the window, but like. Also, the fact that they're just like sexualized on a table in front of all these eyeballs of boys, and like it was just a mess.
It was really weird.
A whole mess.
Yeah.
And it did not convey the girlhood, silly freedom, manic pixie dream girl. It was just.
Also,
yucky.
It went on for way too long. That scene was like so long. It was so long. They were dancing on the table for an uncomfortably long time.
I guess thank you for not showing us Sydney Sweeney's boobs more.
But and they were all like, I think it was because they were trying to make it like really tense, because main lady Magoo there was like trying to race back to them at the same time, and they were, but the juxtaposed scene of her trying to chase to them was just like teenage girls being sexualized,
Fast
dancing
car
on
and
a table.
boobies.
Yeah, it's like girls dancing on a table. Weird. This is weird. This is weird. It was dumb. It was dumb and weird.
Fast car, fast web slinger, and boobies.
Yeah,
That's
and
all.
like the bad guy was, he was. I mean, he was just like strong guy that jumps around and stuff. That was basically it. He didn't really have any
We
like actual spider powers.
Hunt down teenagers for 2 hours.
He just had like a dream that these teenage girls dressed up as spider people were going to like kill him in the future, and that's it. So then the whole movie he's just trying to chase them down. They don't have powers or anything. The whole goddamn movie, they don't do anything. They just run away. They just run the fuck away
And
the whole
die.
time.
And they die in the visions, you know?
Yeah, and it's just like, are you... What? So the only time you even see them in the costumes is in the flashbacks, and you think,
The
oh,
flash
they're gonna...
forwards.
Yeah, the flash forwards, I
potential
guess.
flash-
The premonitions. And then you never see them do anything else other than be, like, annoying. They're just annoying the whole time. And it's just, it sucks. I'm gonna give the writing, I don't know, a 3?
A 3! That's what I was gonna
It
say!
sucks, man.
I was gonna say
It
3.
sucks.
But again, I would like the chance to look up the old script, or like a potentially preview version, because I think they went off of a couple different ones, so I'd be interested to see if the other one was
If the other
any
script
better.
was any better, yeah, because it sucked, man. I mean, it sucked.
Yeah.
Like, we talked about Guns Akimbo the last episode. This movie makes Guns Akimbo seem like a fucking
Cinematic
Oscar winner or whatever.
masterpiece.
It seems, it just, yeah, it's like, it just flows so much better. It was so much more entertaining to watch. There was so much more cool going on the whole time. And that movie was like that movie was, it was trash. It was fun trash. It was cool because Daniel Radcliffe was there, but it was trash.
Yeah.
And Madam Web just made that seem like good. It's just
yeah, for acting, you want to give a number?
acting.
I'm gonna be a little bit nicer in this one, just because I do like most of the actresses that
Yeah,
were in it. I'm giving them a 6, but only because they didn't have much to work with. And I will say, I love Sydney Sweeney, but stop making her a teenager.
Yeah, it's weird.
And other than that, it's all good.
Yeah, I want to say I'm going to give it a 5, a little bit lower. I thought it was pretty bad. The only reason why I wouldn't give it lower is because, like, I think the script was literally just so horrible that I don't really know what they
would have done it
with
better.
that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I feel like it's been shown that in other movies and stuff that the people that are known in this movie have been in. They've been shown to be, you know, pretty good
They got
at acting job. The other thing is that the ones that no one really knew in the movie, they did so bad. They did so bad too. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not gonna give it like a 2 or a 3, literally just because like I think the script was
bad.
so horrible that I think it probably just brought all the actors down so far.
Yeah.
Because it was just, it had no flow. The lines were bad.
That was bad.
It was just, man. It
I'm
was,
glad we didn't pay to see it at the movie theater.
yeah,
We
yeah,
almost did.
yeah.
Almost.
Almost, yeah. We were almost gonna go see
Dodged
it.
that bullet.
Yeah. But yeah, that was a horrible movie.
They'll
I
do
don't know.
maybe a better one. If anyone tries, if they try a little bit, it'll be better than this one. So.
True. That's Madam Web. It sucked. It sucked. Real bad. Here's our averages. I'm guessing they're in like the 4 to 5 range. Or something like
Pretty bad.
that. Yeah, that was not a good movie.
I think this is now the reigning champ for poop movie.
For the poopest movie on this
Poopest
channel so
movie
far.
of the-
We've mostly reviewed stuff that we
Pod.
liked a lot for the most part, other than Guns Akimbo. But yeah, we're gonna mix in some other ones. So yeah,
So
this is
congrats,
definitely
Madam Web.
congrats,
The crown
reigning
is
champ,
yours for now.
reigning champ of the poop.
We'll see who takes your place in the future. 'Cause I'm sure there'll be.
I don't know, man. No. I mean, I feel like this has also just been like one of the most notable complete flop movies.
Well, you
in
know
recent
what?
Past,
We'll
but
just hold
there's
it.
always gonna be more. You know?
just holding out for Sony.
Yeah.
What's your next one?
Yeah, Sony, what's your next project here?
Your crown is waiting.
But
But next,
yes,
we
last
have
thing. Animal fact.
Sorry, I feel like we've probably blown these mics up.
Oh, it's okay. I can equalize everything.
So today we're talking about the cute bestest bird. I don't know why I'm saying it's the cutest. It's really not what you define as cute. The osprey.
Oh.
Some people know them as fish hawks. They used to be considered like a type of hawk or like lumped in. Now they're their own thing. They are their own little group. And the osprey,
Fish hawks.
fish hawks. Isn't that cool? We have some around here. We live in the Finger Lakes, and we see them just about every day. And I was curious about this. I looked up the distribution, and even in most of the migration maps, our area isn't highlighted. And
Oh, really?
like my professors, I've done science around. Yeah, I've done stuff around here, and all of my professors know of people who care about the Osprey initiatives and this and that. And I guess I'm getting ahead of myself, but the Osprey are here. But for some reason, we are on the edge of the map where most of the literature that I could find was like Canadian population, so maybe they're not accounting for American data or something. I don't know, but their maps are off, and I think that the Osprey are doing a lot better than we know, which is also makes sense because they're not a species of concern. They're like low concern now. A while back they were in danger,
really?
just like other big birds when DDT was used on crops.
Oh, was that killing a lot of
their
like
shells
raptors?
Were it wasn't killing the raptors right away. It was making the shells thin, and then the birds were crushing their babies. So they couldn't even have babies; they were crushing their eggs. And I think that was it the 90s? I'm bad. I should know that.
That makes 90s
But
makes
the
sense.
DDT was being used, and then there was like a big push, and so many bird populations have recovered since then.
That's
it's like
awesome.
incredible.
Yeah, because there's osprey all over the place.
There's
We
osprey
have
all
them,
over the
like,
place.
flying over our house, over by the lake. I mean, maybe it helps that we're by a
We're
bunch
by
of
the
lakes.
Again, that's what
And
I'm
they're
saying. Like the
fish
Finger
hawks.
Lakes is a little gem of this earth, and the osprey that we have around here, I can't believe I haven't looked into them before now. Before needing an animal fact, but I see them like every day, and I see their giant nests because we have a couple poles around the neighborhood that people have set up platforms for them, and that's where they nest because they like to have some sort of like dead pole or thing at the top, so you'll see them in the tippy tops of trees.
Yeah.
But the safest way to do it, because they do like telephone poles and like electricity boxes, you put the platform there and then just let them build it. They are a bird that will return to that nest, so they'll keep building on it each year. So these nests can get massive, and I'm gonna hopefully get a picture of the one.
Oh, that's over.
That's near
where
us.
there's like one big giant, one of those type of electrical poles.
That
that's
looks like
kinda
a man.
Yeah, that's like standing and it has like the little arms on
They
the
have
side.
an osprey nest in
Yeah,
there,
there's
and
an
there's
osprey
babies.
right in the middle. It's really cool.
And I know there's babies because okay. Anyways, they're the cutest little things. Osprey. Back to the osprey. The reason I'm so pumped about them is because I have been hearing them for years and didn't even know it. And you'd think that sound would be something scary, something raptor-like, hawk. And not like that. Maybe like. No.
I'll double couple.
Thank you.
voices
Yes,
over you there.
that was some good ones. But turns out they sound like little babies.
Yeah, when they're, I don't know.
They're chirping.
Yeah, when they do
It's
like
just
little chirpies, they're like cute little seagull noises almost. Yeah. They
and
have
it's the cutest noise ever. It sounds like a mother or baby like bird talking to something affectionate, and I think it is. It's a call to let them know where they're at.
Yeah, to like locate each other.
When they're like soaring way above, because they're a quite large bird. I should have looked up that stat. But
like at least like this or something.
Yeah, they gotta have a pretty big wingspan,
Yeah.
like an eagle or like a heron.
Like a smallish eagle.
Smallish eagle, and then take a heron, maybe without the legs.
I always feel like they're similar to like hawks, aren't they? Maybe a little bit bigger than a hawk.
A little bit bigger than a hawk, I would say. But they, so they can't. They're not super agile, so they have to have a lot of room to soar. So they will be way up there, and you'll just hear these little baby caws that we were just demonstrating. And it's just the cutest noise ever. And you expect to see like a little baby chicken somewhere, but it's actually an eagle in this osprey in the sky. And the osprey are so beautiful. You can see the dark band across their eyes. That's how I will definitively see who it is. I mean, honestly, I've been listening for the call now that I know what it is.
Yeah, I have now too.
It's
There's
so
some
cute.
over where I work. I'm guessing that's just because Canandaigua Lake is there, and then there's like that little river behind. There's some hanging out there somewhere.
For sure, love where he works. Osprey are they almost entire. Their diet is made up of entirely fish.
Aquatic stuff. Yeah.
Almost entirely fish, which is crazy. And so one of the fun facts I have about osprey that their little feetsies. They have, if you picture like a bird tail or whatever, they have like 4 claws, right? They are semi-zygodactyl, which means that their outer 2 can move. So instead of having just like a fixed position, they can rotate their outer ones, and that's when they look like this. And they can like grab on 2 on this side and 2 on this side.
Oh, okay.
So they can like move their knuckles around. It's
oh,
really
so
cool.
That's why sometimes they have 3 in the front and 1 in the back? Oh, okay.
So the one in the back...
I thought that was just how different eagles and stuff have
so did I.
different... Like,
turns out they have these outer
they
ones
actually
that
can
move
that
around.
one. Oh.
I don't
That's
know which 2 it is because obviously we have 5.
I'm guessing it'd be like the outer one, right? It would be the outer one would either... Like this one
It's
here
like
would either
2
move
of them.
back...
2 of them
or-
have mobility.
Well, 2. I figured it was 1
So
on
it's
each
like-
side.
This one and this one
Oh, okay.
are really mobile, I believe.
Okay.
But I think it would be over here. So it would actually be like... Keep that way. You don't have that anymore. It's nuts, but we'll put a picture in here.
Yeah.
They can move their knuckles around to pinch these fish really well. And the best, funniest fact about these osprey, when they are flying, they'll dive down into the water, they'll catch a fish, they'll grab it with these movable little talons. They grab them, and they will fly them face first as they fly away, and that you'll see it. And I thought it was just a coincidence because I've seen it a couple times. When they grab a fish, they fly away, they're giving that fish a ride. It's for aerodynamic. Yeah.
Oh, right,
It's
because
so
if they had them
funny.
the other way, they'd be like flopping against the wind and stuff.
So they literally, the osprey will take the fish and aim it wherever they're flying, and they just fly and they carry it forward, and they perfectly carry it with
That's
their little
funny.
bendable, claspy
Grabby hands.
And I want to include the picture of it diving into the water that I found this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Because you can just see it. It looks like they have hands all of a sudden. It's nuts.
Yeah, they reach forward like super far, even though you usually imagine them being like at the bottom of their bodies, you know?
But, yep, so
That's pretty cool.
osprey are one of my new favorites. I hear them daily now, or I've always heard them. We just didn't know what they were. And anyways, we had a fish in our driveway one time. You remember?
Oh,
that?
yeah.
And that was because
A
of the
fish just
osprey.
like fell or dropped a fish like in our driveway, and it like splotched off someone's car. And
Yeah, we had fish
Yeah,
scales on our
fish
roommate's
scales and
car. And we were so confused, and now I know it was an osprey bringing a fish back to the nest. And I mean, I knew it at the time too, but now knowing that it was the birds that we have around here, it was an osprey.
And they definitely fly like
It's
right
so
over our
cute.
house to get to their nest all the time.
And I see them taking plant matter out of the lake too. When I'm down, when I'm working, I see them. They'll have a bunch of the Eurasian water milfoil, and they take it and fly away. So they're building
To line their
nests.
nests.
They're doing stuff all day long, and they fly right over our house. But it makes no sense for a fish to be in our driveway. So just all of these dots have been connected.
The lake is a solid mile away or something. We're like a mile from the actual coast. So yeah.
So some little bird made that osprey drop its meal, and it flopped around our driveway.
Probably
That's
dropped a solid 50 to 100 feet and smashed into our roommate's car. But yeah.
So osprey are incredible. They are my new favorite New York raptor bird. I don't know if they're actually a raptor or a fish hawk is their thing.
I think they would technically
I think
be
they
a
are under
raptor.
bird of prey or something.
But yeah.
Those birds are cute.
Ospreys, man. They're cool.
They're so cute.
And they make some really cute little noises. Yeah. Next time we're going to talk about The Boys Season 3. And we don't know what movie we're going to talk about yet. I but we'll find something.
Yeah.
All right.
Maybe
Thanks for joining us. Bye!